All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Holiday Live Tour Thanksgiving edition. I'm Corey from Grams and Pops Vintage. We've got a blacked out Ken SSK promo, and begrudgingly against my will, he says that we have to do a Santa beard reveal tonight. So, Ken, bring Santa.
Hey, ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, everyone. As
Happy
promised, the
Thanksgiving.
Santa beard reveal live. Oh, and this is not the Christmas one?
No, it's
Oh,
Thanksgiving. It's not even Thanksgiving yet.
it's close. It's like a week and a day away. And
Yeah, we're not putting up with that Santa stuff yet. Well, you are. I'm just
I
not going
am,
to acknowledge it. I don't even see a white beard.
I'm, you just see an
I
old dude.
mentally blocked it out. It's just Ken.
It's Santa. Jack's Treasures is here. Susan Allegheny Roots, happy Thanksgiving to you. Man, we're gonna have a fun show. We're gonna have a fun show.
Even turned my lights green in the back to try and put a little Grinch in the room. Looks a little blue, but they're green.
Well, well, I tell you, I am festive. I was feeling festive today. It's going to snow a little bit tomorrow around here,
It
so
snowed
that'll
today.
even, I'm not a snow guy, but a little bit, get you a little bit your festive juices. Do you have festive juices, Corey?
I actually do. I bought a can of festive juices. Look at this.
A can, can of black olives.
Remember we
You
asked
just
if they had the pull tops like cat food
yes.
has? I found one. So I brought my festive juices.
I like it. Are you just going to drink the juice? Or is there juice? I don't like olives, so I've never
Yeah,
opened
they
a
come
can of
packed in
olives.
juice.
And Corey's going to eat his. Hey, where's Corey's green beard and Grinch hat?
Well, the Grinch hat's out on the table. The green beard is washed down the drain after like 3 tries.
I
I was really
was
worried I was going to be stuck with that.
I was so hoping that would stay. We got a fun show. We got a fun show, a holiday live tour, Thanksgiving edition. Our special guest tonight is going to be Josh BamaJaybird.
He's on his way.
He's on his way. So Corey and I we're gonna entertain until such time that our guest arrives, and
We could just
we're gonna
sit
talk
quietly
all
and
things.
wait.
I think we should.
I don't mind. I got something
We'll
to do.
just didn't your mother ever tell you if you don't bring enough for everybody, don't bring any at all?
I have enough for everybody. Who likes black olives?
Hey, raise your hand in the chat if you like black olives. Ah. So, but we got some fun things. We're going to build the perfect Thanksgiving plate later. Susan is not on board with black olives. All right. Maybe it's a
Susan.
family thing.
Do you think it's hereditary? Maybe?
Oh, there you go.
There you go. There's my people.
Well, looky there. John Haas, my buddy, from since like kindergarten. John Haas showing up in the store. I like black olive in the store, in the show.
In the store. Well, we can sell some stuff if you want.
Oh, let's do some breakfast soon. Do some breakfast soon, John. Jack's Treasures, I love black olives. Brian does not. Okay, that lets me know that this is Tracy checking in. What's up, Tracy? Happy. Hi, Happy. That's Happy Haas, my buddy, Happy Haas.
I was just jumping in
adore.
on one of Jack and Tracy, or Brian and Tracy's whatnots, and Tracy informed us that she had had her best bong hit ever tonight.
Her best bong hit tonight.
Yep. I was a little surprised.
Man, what's going on over there at Jack's Treasures?
It's a new kind of show.
They're hitting bongs live on whatnot. So Joe, that is Susan's husband's significant other. He likes black olives, so they always have to get their own pizzas on pizza night.
Well, you could just get a half and half pizza, couldn't you? That's what Teresa and I do.
Yeah, if somebody gets a pizza that has the black olives and stuff on, I just pick them off. I just That's all right. It's not like cucumbers, where if there was something cucumbery on there, I'd have to
Amy just called me
I'd have
Santa's
to.
sideshow. Amy, how do you block somebody?
There's
I
my
won't struggle
brother,
with that.
Helmet, giving a shout out to John. Yes, T Kim got a new bong
What is it?
gong. Hey Santa, and Santa's a shadow. I love it. See, Amy understands the show. Amy understands that the how the show goes.
I don't like it.
Nope. It's yucky toppings. And there's Ping again. Hey Corey, Ken, and Chad. Ping
Hey,
was
Ping.
in my Ken versus 10 earlier today. Oh, can I give an update? A Ken versus 10 update.
Sure, do it.
The person did not accept, they didn't decline, but they have not accepted the offer on the OSU jacket. I should
So
have
you're in
just
the holding
taken it.
pattern.
I should have just taken it, and that jacket would have been out the door. I wasn't married to it.
Well, you wait. Somebody will buy it at full price now before it expires.
Well, that's it. Block them.
Block them.
We are going to hang out with my buddy Doug, my original eBay mentor. It's his 60th birthday this weekend.
Guess what I got in the mail today, Ken?
What?
What are these?
Tell me. Let me see what you got. Ooh, some new Grams and Pops and the family truckster.
Yep. We
You got
new
Grams and Pops
stickers.
Who's in the back seat?
Today.
Who's in the back seat?
Just cartoon kids. I don't know who they are. We probably kidnapped them.
Nicole, I'd flip that. Oh, speaking of other entertaining things on the YouTube, tomorrow night, if you follow I'd Flip That, go follow I'd Flip That on YouTube.
Reseller.
They're doing a game show. They're back with the game show, Mask Reseller. I'm super excited to see how that goes.
I'm curious to see how they're going to do that. Are they going to make them sing, or we just have to guess who they are based on questions?
Like the math.
I'd make them sing.
I think what they're doing is like they have a panel of guests that are from the podcast that Joe's part of, Brendan and Ray and Kristen, and the guest or the mystery. I don't know if it's them that's the mystery or what, but they have to ask questions like the old game show, the mystery guest.
Who they were, so.
Oh yeah.
Mystery.
So I don't know.
It'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it should be a good time. That's where Brian and I differ. I would have taken it, which is why I don't do best offer. I suck at saying no.
Teresa and I would have taken it, and Teresa would have held out for, like, she'll give him an 8-cent discount or something.
She's a tough one.
Yep.
So I was gonna wait. Okay, so we're not talking about Christmas tonight. We're talking about.
It is the Thanksgiving show, so we should probably talk about Thanksgiving coming up.
Well, I should probably get more properly attired.
There you go. Oh, I wish I would have had a turkey hat. That would have been perfect.
There we go. We'll wear this turkey hat right here for the show.
Looks a little thug. You should pull that off your eyebrows a little bit. Kind of gangster there.
Well, but then my creepy white eyebrows. Well, I was trying to get it so you could see the head more. Oh, but I should put my Santa glasses back on. Man, I look like might be a total
detail from the prison.
Poop. Jingle Bells Over Cranberry. Yeah, I saw that Hallmark movie.
Oh.
I think that was a Hallmark movie, Amy. Jingle Bells Over Cranberry, like Cranberry Creek or something like that.
I'm ready. I'm ready to be in the Christmas spirit. I'm excited for it. I am ready.
Okay.
But it ain't happening until Black Friday.
That's coming up. Are you doing anything special for Black Friday? In your reselling,
Staying home, not doing.
staying. Okay,
No,
not do.
I don't think
do
we're doing anything special other than still trying to get somebody to bite on the gift wrapping stuff we were trying. That hasn't
okay.
taken off, surprisingly.
Nobody's asked for. See, I am so far behind because I want to do some gift wrapping. I want to do like a gift wrapping video. I want to do some. I don't know. I love gift wrapping, but here, see how easily it is
You
to
need
go
a gift
down.
wrapping blog. Just do gift wrapping videos and tutorials and
I should. I could be a instant overnight success on
full time,
YouTube,
year
TikTok.
round creepy Santa.
Can you imagine if I shaved this off in January? Can you imagine the just the beard that I would have if I left it go all the way until next year?
Be like ZZ Top Santa.
I would. I don't even know how that would go, but I get tired of. I'm not tired of beard maintenance already. It's not even been a week since I've had it.
Growing it wouldn't be that bad. It's the bleaching of it that would suck.
Bleaching and then
Keeping
all
it
the
white.
maintenance. Oh, hey, that is an acceptable excuse, Teresa.
Forgiven.
Chatting with the grandbaby. How's that new grandbaby doing?
Good. Growing like a weed already. Yep.
That is cool. Is she old enough to eat turkey yet? What is she, about 3 weeks old? 2 weeks old?
Yeah,
3 weeks?
like 3 or 4 weeks old now.
Okay. Well,
Still
you can
pretty young.
puree.
I don't think she's having turkey just yet.
You could puree some turkey.
Not at that age, I don't think. Still too
okay.
young for that. The other grandbabies will eat the turkey, though. That's not an issue. We could maybe slip some gravy in her bottle.
There you go. Or some of that olive juice. Get her used to black olives.
Started young.
Right away. She will be 2 weeks tomorrow. 2 weeks.
Oh, so even I'm off. See that?
They grow up so fast.
Good thing we got Grams.
That's right. Grams is the calendar. Grams is the calendar in a relationship. Corey just goes willy-nilly. I had that notification. Why do you hate her? Gravy in a bottle. Jill is not a gravy fan. Oh, Jill, there you go. Get her a little turkey costume.
Gravy is a gift in any form.
Gravy is life.
That's why they say it's gravy on top. It's a good thing. It's not a bad thing.
Oh, yeah. There you go. All that and gravy on top. Phil 5 Dime checking in. Heard there was a minor ruckus over green bean casserole. Yeah, we're going to discuss that. Jill is also not a fan of green bean casserole.
Sounds like Jill's not a fan of a lot of good food.
Jill, she's not a fan of anything that I like. I think that's what happens. What's up, Phil? We have a little turkey costume for the grandbabies. That is cool. So you do have one. So there'll be a little. Put them in the turkey. Here, put them in the turkey costume and then set them on the table around all the other like actual food and take a pictures. No,
that wouldn't happen. No, I don't want them near my food.
Green bean casserole.
I'm picky about my food. I don't want no diaper juice up there on the table.
Why am I not seeing? So no sending a pickup giant pan. It makes for 22 people next week. Yeah, put that baby in the turkey costume and then put her in a roasting pan. I think that would be cute.
No.
Gravy and sauces.
Her mom likes to take pictures and stuff like that, so she might, just not at my house.
Amy, I do not have Kraft. I should, because it is the cheesiest. I did a mac and cheese review today on my show. if we were going to have mac and cheese, because that's one of the things on the list, we're going to build a perfect Thanksgiving plate. And some people make homemade mac and cheese as one of their dishes that they do. And Corey Mudgeon. Oh, there we go. There's a new word.
Hey,
Corey Mudgeon.
Jill's the one saying she doesn't like everything. How are you picking on me? I'm sitting here eating my can of nutritious and delicious black olives. And then you're picking on me.
Corey is starting early. Are you going to be tired of those black olives by the time the holiday rolls around in a week?
There's no such thing as tired of black olives.
This is this hat the band is a little tight around my head.
Or your head's a little big in the hat.
That's probably more to
Depends on how you're looking at this.
So we should talk about something Thanksgiving. Okay, because everybody is chatting. Everybody's weighing in on green bean casserole, black olives.
I'm already going to bed dreaming of pumpkin pie. Like, I'm just waiting.
Corey is waiting for dessert.
Wait.
You could do an appetizer of black olives and then have a piece of pumpkin pie, or a whole pumpkin pie, and you would be good, right?
No.
Okay. How do you like your pumpkin pie?
I have a system.
Okay. Okay. There we go. Here we go. We're into it.
You want my system?
Corey has asked for a slice of pumpkin pie already today. Man, you talk about me putting a cart before the horse with the whole Christmas thing. We're not even
Thanksgiving season. See, Thanksgiving's not just a day, it's a season too. It gets a season, and it's only like a week long, so leave me alone.
Okay. Yes, let's hear. Okay, this is the segment of the show we call Corey's Thanksgiving. What was it?
We'll just call it a system. And
Corey's system.
It's a 3-stage system. That's how you have to approach your Thanksgiving meal.
3-stage. Okay, the 3 stages.
So your first plate when you go up there, and I know we're going to talk about building a plate, and that's fine.
Yes.
But your first plate when you go up there, it has to be your turkey and your stuffing and your mashed potatoes, and cover it all with gravy, and then dump black olives on whatever space is left, and then 2 dinner rolls. That's plate 1. Always, every year since the beginning of time.
Okay. That's how the pilgrims did it.
That's your dinner. So that's your actual dinner. Now you get a pre-dessert plate, and that one is your yams, your cranberry sauce, maybe some corny mac and cheese or something that's a little more exciting than your typical gravy type plate.
Okay. All right.
So that's pre-dessert. Now when you're done with that, you have to go sit down and take a nap. Then you come back and you get your dessert plate, and that's pumpkin and apple pie with enough whipped cream that you can't tell what kind of pie is there. And that's dessert.
I was going to ask that question. Okay, Ping Ji says she never had pumpkin pie. Oh, well, she's had it probably, but her mother never made pumpkin pie. They always had sweet potato pie as their Thanksgiving. See, Jill's a fan. Jill's a fan of Ping Ji and of sweet potato pie.
I think I've tasted it like twice ever, and I'm not a fan.
I'm not a fan of sweet potatoes either, or so I would never even try sweet potato pie because I already know kind of what it's going to taste like.
There's nothing desserty about a potato.
Well, people put if they make it with the marshmallowy, like, and they brown the marshmallows, it always looks yummy.
Like, I like those. That goes on the pre-dessert plate. It's not quite a dessert, but it's sweet enough with the sweet potatoes and the marshmallows and the juices. That's a pre-dessert dish. But it's not dessert. Don't confuse that for dessert.
Okay. So Joe, exactly. Hey guys, definitely have pumpkin pie with your whipped cream. Yep. So it's really a dish of whipped cream with a little bit of pie under that. Okay. So Tracy is saying that the sweet potatoes with the nuts and caramel on top is my absolute favorite Thanksgiving thing.
I don't think I've ever had it that way.
So Graham's, okay, so she's fixing. See, there's a true someone that's all about the family. She's gonna make this stuff that she doesn't even like. She makes the sweet potatoes and yams, but don't eat them.
Well, half the stuff she makes here she doesn't like. She just makes it for us. She's a very generous cook.
I am the frugalist. That's a new name I haven't seen. Turkey, roasted or fried? Go.
Roasted.
Roasted turkey. Now, when you're talking about fried, there, frugalists, are you saying like the deep fried turkeys?
Yep.
The deep fried turkeys? I love the deep. We did that for a few years. You know, had the whole big pot and the grease outside, and you're dunking the turkey in and cooking it.
We did that 1 year, and it scares me. Like, I shouldn't be doing that. Is basically the conclusion I came away with. Like, this isn't safe. We're all gonna die. Roast the turkey.
Yeah,
they do taste good fried. I'll give you that.
People that do it like in their garage or something, it's like no. That's a house fire waiting to happen. Joe is wanting to know: is it snowing there? It hasn't stopped.
It was snowing here. It did stop. Now it's just blowing like crazy.
Yes, Ping, deep fried turkey is so moist. I love it because it gets that crispy. See, I could just eat a whole plate. I don't even need turkey meat, just the turkey skin on the outside. Like a lot of people pull the skin off, they don't like. I could just fill my plate with turkey skin and eat that.
Yeah, turkey skin is good. I don't mind that. Teresa steals that while she's cooking.
Steals the skin. Oh, yeah.
Favorite part.
I told my sister we have Thanksgiving over at my sister's. I told her I've been working out my pickers here, because as soon as the food starts to come out, I'm hovering around the table and I'm picking off little pieces of skin
and hitting your fingertips with a lighter so they don't get burned when you're stealing hot food.
100% bacon wrapped turkey. Excuse me, I've never had bacon wrapped turkey.
Amy,
but I love bacon.
Thanksgiving.
You don't like bacon?
It's not that I don't like it or that I wouldn't like it if I tried it. It's that you're not allowed to try it on Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Thanksgiving has just as much of a taste memory as it does a memory.
That's true.
Like you have to keep your dishes traditional, at least traditional to us. I have to.
I'm gonna. That's a question I'm gonna ask Josh when he gets here. So I'm gonna write that down so I can ask him. So we're not discussing it in the chat yet. Yeah, you do. You're slaving hard. You get that. You get the extra little pickings on there. That's
there so that
staple.
Is one of their traditions for their Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Well, then you could get away with that. Just don't bring that crap to my house.
I can imagine. Yeah, that
I bet it tastes
turkey,
good, but
the bacon grease kind of getting all around the turkey. Heck yeah. But yeah, we had tried a few years. We did the air fryer, or not the air fryer, but that's
a big air fryer.
Oil frying. Yeah, for sure.
That would actually be really
deep
good
frying.
If you could get one in there.
Yeah, we hey, same thing here. First time she had deep fried turkey, the man did it in the middle of the yard, far from everything. The wife was not sure how it would turn out, so she roasted a turkey as well. We did that as well, because that roasted turkey that's the taste that you're looking for, the family tradition that you've always had. But man,
it immediately seals that flavor and the juices in the turkey. Like it's really good. It's just not something. Emergency room trips on Thanksgiving just don't sound like something I want to do. So
we were overly cautious with it. But,
but
I mean, the turkey gets done a whole lot. You had to get up at you have to get up at 4 a.m. to make a turkey ready for Thanksgiving. And
Oh
when you
no,
deep fry it, it's done. I don't know, what's it take? Less than an
like 20
hour or
minutes. Yeah, like
yeah, something like
20,
that. It's
25 minutes, something like
ridiculous.
that.
Now, it does take an hour and a half to heat up all that oil in the pan over an open fire outside. No, you don't. What, have to
She's
get up at
saying
4 in the
you don't
morning?
have to get up that early to cook a turkey.
Oh,
It depends, I guess, if you're having lunch
I don't
or
know.
supper or when you eat.
I've never. Yeah, we've been doing ours a little earlier because we used to have it later at dinner time, and then
I think it's
your
4 or
stuff
5 hours in our
you don't
big
have enough
roaster.
time.
I'm pretty sure it's like
Uh
4 or 5 hours in the big roaster.
how much does it? How long does it take, Grams? How long does it take to
There you go. Teresa will
roast
know.
a turkey? I wonder where my mother is. Where's Breakdance and Judy? They probably
Yeah,
forgot
eating all the olives out of the cabinet
about our
somewhere.
show. If you're in the chat, Mom, just oatmeal. What's
For
just
what?
oatmeal? 40. Oh, okay. Yeah,
Oh,
Nancy Jill's mom makes this steel cut oatmeal stuff. And for some reason, you have to cook it for like 7 hours. So in the middle of the night at the cabin, it's all wood floors and stuff. And Nancy walks like, like she's a whole, um, army division troop all marching in unison when she's walking across the floor. And so she's up at like 2 in the morning putting on steel cut oats and
that's because she
and
wants you to
it's
hear. She wants you to know that you're loved enough that she's getting up that early to cook for you. Now you know.
uh now I don't know what she does, but I could just eat a packet of oatmeal and be just as happy. The quirky picker Chad says, "What's up, Chad? We have ham and turkey, and I will dip that in the mashed potatoes and gravy. We also have ham, turkey and ham, and side by side, I'm always going to get turkey because you're supposed to eat turkey on Thanksgiving, but side by side, I'm picking the ham every time. So I get up at 8 o'clock in the roaster by 9:30 and done by 1:30.
We do
So
turkey
about
and ham
4 hours.
both, but the ham, I won't touch the ham until day 2. That's part of the system.
Okay.
No
So,
ham till day 2
I like the biscuits or the rolls that you have like at
that you put in the
Thanksgiving
oven.
or Christmas.
Yep.
Yeah, put those in the oven. Oh, I love to load those up. I like to make a little sandwich afterwards. That's like, okay, so you had your 3-part system, and mine's probably the same way. Is the first plate, the second plate, and then your dessert, and then a nap, and
Yep.
then you get it all
Well,
back out again.
nap, then dessert.
Okay, so you're napping before dessert. I'm having dessert and then napping. And then you come back and you get all out. And I love to make little sandwiches, little turkey, little mashed potatoes on there. Um, and
Yeah, it's.
okay,
I
my mom
couldn't
is here.
possibly do dessert before taking a nap. Like I'm ready to burst by the time plate 2's done. Corey is now her favorite. Sweet.
Is now Nancy's favorite. If you're listening, hey Nancy, we'll see you next week for Thanksgiving out there. We always have the Thanksgiving on Friday out at the cabin, and it's a family and friends um, event. And Jill gets all these prizes, and we play all these fun games.
So you guys don't go out for Black Friday then?
Well, the lunch is later in the day, or the dinner is later, more towards dinner time. Uh, Sometimes I do Black Friday, and we're going to talk about that. We'll get into that 1 second. Make scalloped potatoes and ham with leftover ham. We make homemade turkey and dumplings with the leftover turkey. See it? That's just it. It's all of the dishes after Thanksgiving because there's so much food that you never eat it all, and there's so many great dishes.
Well, it's always, as long as there's mashed
Oh,
potatoes and stuffing and gravy, we'll keep having the mashed potato stuffing and gravy together as leftover meal. But once one of those run out, usually the gravy, then whatever's left over gets made into various things, like Teresa said. But as long as you can have the mashed potatoes and gravy and stuffing, you're good to go. You can keep eating leftovers that way.
oh yeah. And I just wrote down a question. That's something I'm going to ask Josh about.
Are you sure he's coming? We're half hour in.
Well, he's supposed to. He had church. It was depending on how long it went tonight. He is. I did send him a link today, and he had shared it out. I know Nicole, right? Love naps. Just saying. And the Thanksgiving nap, I think, is probably the most acceptable nap. What do you say?
Required.
Well, it is required.
I don't even think it's an option. Like if somebody said you can't go to sleep or you don't get to have Christmas, I'm missing Christmas. Like after the Thanksgiving meal, I have to sleep.
What is it in the turkey that trigonosis? No, it's not. What is it in the turkey that makes you sleepy?
Tranquilizer? I don't know.
It's tranquilizers. Yes. Well, no, it's something like that. Triangular.
It's
tryptophan. There we go. Tryptophan in the turkeys. Yes, it does. It does. It sounds a little bit. And there's Mr. Jack, Brian. He seems to get really good naps on Wednesdays at noon.
Yep.
Jeez. Killing me here. You're killing me. So do you let your guests take a nap? Hey, well, mostly it's family. Mostly it's family.
We have enough seating. They're required to take a nap too.
Nobody's
nap together in a big circle in the living room.
Everybody brings a mat. Like in kindergarten, when you used to bring a mat, like you get your little carton of milk and then everybody had to take a nap for a little bit.
Most of the couches had footstools that come up, so there's enough seating for everybody to kick back and have a quick hour nap.
And does anybody ever sneak out and get cut a piece of pie? You come in, it's supposed to be nap time, and people are cutting a piece of pie.
We're kind of like a bunch of hibernating bears at that point. And if you wake us up to go steal our dessert, I think everybody would get cranky. But once it's been like an hour, then it's fair game. People could start asking, "Are you ready for dessert?"
Okay, so there you go. Idea of Planes to Profit group nap. At Planes to Profit. Everybody it's BYOM. Bring your own mat. Bring your BYOB. Bring your own blanket.
That might not be a bad idea. By the time it's over, I'll be ready for one.
Okay, so Chad's going a little non-traditional here. Ice cream cake. Ice cream cake for the dessert at Thanksgiving. I love ice cream cake.
Something about Thanksgiving and cake don't work though. You could have ice cream with your pie.
Yes, I guess Thanksgiving is the pie holiday.
Thanksgiving is traditionally an anti-cake holiday.
It's anti-cake. Yeah, Planes to Profit. Yeah, we're going to do that on Whatnot. We're going to have a Planes to Profit mystery blanket show. We'll sell everybody a blanket beforehand. Yeah. Not mad at that. Yeah, it's okay. It's the anti-cake. Was there a movement at one time? People had signs where they were carrying and saying, okay, enough with the cake. We've got birthdays. Birthdays are all year long. Thanksgiving is one day a year.
I don't know who paired turkey and stuffing with pie, but it feels like they knew what they were doing. Like it goes well. So it's just not a cake feeling when you're done eating that kind of a meal. For some reason, pie just works better.
Yeah, it does. Thanksgiving is the only time I get,
but it's got to be there.
Threw up pumpkin kisses once. I don't get that. Oh, they had a bowel movement. They had a bowel movement for the whole pie. It was big pie. Big pie. You know how they always talk about, big pharma and big, it's big pie. Industry. Big pie industry. There you go. Pumpkin from the fall harvest.
Well, it is kind of
that's when the pumpkin,
and that's when you harvest your apples and all your other various fruits too that you're doing pies with, I would imagine. So it makes sense that it would be pie season.
And not very often have you heard of a pumpkin cake. I mean, there's pumpkin cakes and there's apple cake
Carrot
and
cake,
stuff, but chocolate
bread.
flavored Hershey Kisses. But they had pumpkin
Wow.
ones and olives. Maybe they're harvesting olives
Well, these were
at this
harvested.
time too. Are
It
those
doesn't say.
Chinese?
I'm not sure where they come
Do they have
from.
a born on date?
It's probably but I had to tip the juice upside down to see it.
Oh, that would have been great. Dutch apple pie.
That's good.
Dutch apple pie. I know that's one of Corey's favorites. Chocolate pumpkin kisses. Pumpkin bread and muffins. What's up, Ashley? Ashley at Dovetail Loft. Welcome in, welcome in. Pumpkin bread and muffins. Yes,
Hey, Ken,
also good uses.
I think you got a visitor down there.
I do. I'm not gonna. I didn't pay attention. How long you been waiting, Josh?
Hold on, just a minute.
Okay. I didn't even see you down there. What is up? Welcome in, everybody. Our special guest right down here, Josh, the BamaJaybird.
Happy Thanksgiving, Josh, or Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Yeah. It's close enough.
Thanksgiving. Eve.
It is for me.
Yeah.
How was your day?
It was good. Just busy. Same old, same old.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For those of you that don't know Josh down here, he is one half of the Two Old Guys Reselling podcast with Caleb the Old Paths. So you can check them out, weekly episodes there. We'll put some links down when this video goes up, and also just from your own channel, the BamaJaybird. But we have Josh on the show because Josh is all things Thanksgiving, but you love to cook, yes?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If you follow, and I know from listening to you on your broadcasting on the Two Old Guys that you make a big spread for Thanksgiving for the family.
We need help setting Jill straight on food. That's the issue.
Yes.
I hear you.
And Happy Heart Treasure Steve is here. Steve is here. Hello, all. Welcome. Hey, Josh, nice to see you. But they are really young. Yeah, the Two Old Guys, they're really young compared to the rest of. What's up, Mary? Mary McQueen is here.
I just had a birthday the 13th. I turned 44. So
yeah.
44. Yeah, still just a young pup. Still just a young pup. So we just been chatting with the crowd about all things Thanksgiving so far, about different foods, likes and dislikes, and stuff. So we want to get your take.
Black olives.
Yeah, Corey brought.
Black olives, man.
Okay, so you're in the black olive camp.
Oh, sure.
Well, okay, so it was nice to have you here, Josh.
You bring him back.
Wow. I see how it's going to be.
We were kind of messaging back and forth and coming in because you do cook a big spread for Thanksgiving, and I want to get some of your maybe your little bit of secrets, what you're doing to make the perfect Thanksgiving meal. And then we're going to do a little thing here after a bit with you and Corey and I about we're going to build the perfect Thanksgiving plate. And then we're going to have the chat vote on who has the perfect Thanksgiving plate, but we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that after a bit. So let me ask you this question first. Okay. Is when you're making your foods, okay, are you're going straight like traditional stuff that's been family favorites for years, or do you like to experiment with new dishes on Thanksgiving?
Generally for Thanksgiving, it's a real traditional meal. I mean, I do like to experiment. Like I made empanadas this week, so
yeah,
I made some out of like deer meat and rice, this mixture I made, and some out of like a pork and potato hash I made. So, like I do different stuff a lot. Like I love to experiment.
Yes.
But for Thanksgiving, there's certain expectations.
What's an empanada?
Empanada, it's like a meat pie. It's a Spanish. I mean, they make them a lot of Hispanic nations, but like Spain, South America, Cuba, there's Cuban versions of it. But it's like
a Mexican pot pie.
It's kind of. It's more like when you do like the fried pies, because you can fry them or bake them. And so you make it's not exactly a pastry dough. It's like there's a little different from like your traditional pastry dough you use for a pie. But like for apple pies, the fried apple pies, it's similar maybe.
Yeah.
But it's got seasonings and stuff in it. And so
now you got to find an empanada.
That
sounds good.
Yeah, fill it with your meat mixture. It can't be too wet, obviously because of that. Seal it up with some egg wash and then brush it with egg wash and bake them or fry them. And they're really, really good.
Oh, yeah. And now so you can put different fillings in them?
Oh, you can do anything.
In an empanada? Anything in it?
But it's generally savory stuff. Sometimes it's just like potato and cheese or something. It don't have to be, I mean, it's pretty much, it's kind of like a taco, how tacos are gotten.
Yeah.
Make a taco with anything, any other ethnic food you want to put in it,
okay.
So like that, you can make a pizza one, basically make a Hot Pocket,
Yeah, that's Teresa said like Hot Pockets.
I just didn't know what they were.
Oh, they're so
jumping
good.
back.
The fresh crust, man, it's really, really good.
Welcome in. Josh Galt is here. Mary McQueen.
Josh.
So Jill said they ate them empanadas when Jill was a foreign exchange student in Argentina.
Oh yeah, Argentina as well.
Mary.
Maybe that's what burned up her taste buds, so she doesn't like black olives and the rest of the good stuff now. She got some spicy empanadas.
So what is your we've been talking, different things, turkey and dishes and stuff. What is that? What's on the traditional table over at the BamaJaybirds Thanksgiving table? What is what's your go-tos?
It's pretty much the expected stuff. I mean, we always have turkey. Sometimes we'll have a ham. Normally we do that at Christmas instead. We don't often do both because there's not enough of us to really justify that much meat being on the table. But usually turkey, chicken and dumplings. I always do chicken and dumplings. My mom always made those for every holiday and gathering. So I do those from scratch. We do green beans, generally out of the garden, stuff that we've harvested. So we've got in the freezer at that point. But of course, chicken and dressing, cornbread dressing. Not stuffing, dressing. You cook the cornbread. Dressing out of it.
Okay, that's topics that we're talking about here. Okay, a question that was in the chat earlier: turkey, like roasted in the oven, or do you like to deep fry a turkey?
No, I mean I like it deep fried, but to me, so it's hard. Like if you're going to deep fry a turkey, you need to really be able to concentrate on just doing the turkey. And so if I can't do all that other stuff and also deep fry turkey. There's just not enough time for that.
Yeah.
So it's either got to go in the oven ahead of time and come out, or sometimes I've got an aunt and uncle that didn't have children. I'm their godson that we've always done holidays with. And so sometimes I'll have her to cook the turkey. So I just don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
We figure it out. So because oven space, I've only got one oven.
Oh,
so
yes.
Cycle everything in and out, in a few hours. So.
It's that's one of the advantages. I live right next door to my folks, and when we do some of those dinners, so I've got my oven right here. They've got theirs over next door, and that's worked out. So how about some Nashville hot turkey?
They don't sound
says
bad.
Ray the Nashville Flippers.
Like spicy turkey?
I love it. Injected deep fried turkey though. It's some good stuff. It really is.
Yeah, I think the crowd was mixed, and I think most people are roasting them because there is that effort and that prep for the deep fried. But when you have a deep fried turkey, oh man, it's so tender and juicy with that crispy outside skin, and so I would if I were doing it, I would probably try to deep fry
to the kids that are still young enough to stop, drop, and roll. I ain't getting on the ground if I catch on fire, so I'll stay away from the deep fried turkey.
Yeah, Mary, I'm not making it out of croutons. The dressing, we're not going there.
So, I was looking up some stuff today. So the difference between basically stuffing and dressing are essentially the same thing, except stuffing is made inside the bird and dressing is made outside the bird. And so,
To a degree. I mean, I
yeah,
think what goes inside the bird is more when I think of stuff, and I do think of dried breadcrumb and more of a loose mixture that cooks inside of it. And
okay.
dressing, like when I make dressing, what I think of as chicken dressing, when you reconstitute your cornbread and put your broth and all in it, it is like almost like another cornbread mixture, but it's like a
Yeah.
twice baked, you know, and the consistency is absolutely different, totally different. Um,
So you're
I like
going
stovetop.
instead of potatoes or stovetop instead of real dressing. I was My mother, when she makes the dressing, she uses like the bread and she, gets it all cut up into the little squares, but she leaves it out on the table at night to kind of dry out some. And there's nothing better than come on. And then sometimes she'll spice it up a little salt and spice. I love going by the table and just picking at that bread that's sitting there drying on the table. That's kind of like a Thanksgiving
I'm
treat.
trying to figure out how Ray's making a turkey spicy. What are you putting on it? Like Tabasco? Pepper? Like chili pepper? Or what are you putting on it to make a turkey spicy?
you can
Yeah,
do
let's find.
anything, man.
I
Like
don't
those
know.
Creole seasoned turkeys that spicy.
I don't think I could do a spicy turkey. There's something about that doesn't sound well. One, we're not real spicy people either. Like we're just not big. We're too. I don't know. We're too plain for that. We like a little spice, buffalo wing spice, but nothing beyond that.
I'm not big on buffalo spice. That's not my thing. I like
Yeah.
spicy stuff. I'll take buffalo and add it to things, add it to barbecue sauces, add it to things to spice it up. But the actual flavor of just buffalo, most buffalo sauces, I don't care for.
There's a couple that I do
So,
like, but again, I don't want to eat my Thanksgiving turkey with a bucket of ranch.
well, now that you say that, most of the flavors of Thanksgiving are a little more bland, right? I mean,
Hearty,
they got flavoring,
bland.
they got
Don't call
some
Thanksgiving
spice
bland.
into it, but
Shh, shh,
No,
shh.
I mean not spicy in terms of spicy heat, but everything at my house is
yeah.
it's seasoned well. I don't like bland food, man.
Yeah, people are weighing in the chat about different, spices, milds. Tracy, yeah, Jill and I don't eat anything the same. So really, okay, a lot of people are going to eat, like say, turkey. Sometimes you'll have ham. We have turkey and ham, and roasted. Are you doing anything special? Do you have a special like spice mix? Are you rubbing the turkey before you put it in, or are you just kind of doing the regular roast it, baste it every now and then
Just
with some of the juices?
just
Just a
normal.
normal turkey.
Mm.
Because Thanksgiving is really a lot about the sides.
Yeah.
Right. It's those side dishes, which are kind of the traditional favorites. Who's making them? Now you're prepping pretty much all of the food for your family, or
I generally do everything. Like since when we have, like we have my mom, we have my brother,
yeah,
my aunt and uncle, we have a lot of my wife's family, her mom and dad, and nieces and nephews and brother and sister. So we'll have quite a few here, and like her mom usually makes some of the desserts. I don't make dessert as much I can. I just leave that off because Casey
yeah.
likes to make some at Thanksgiving. Her mom likes to make desserts, so I leave the baking to them. My mom used to do everything, so I guess that's where I got that from.
Okay.
It's easier.
Yes.
And a lot of our folks are traveling from 2+ hours away, so I hate for them to have to load up food and haul it, and then it's cold and you got to heat it back up and that kind of stuff. So
yeah, it makes it difficult. Now here's this. Frugalist says, I just saw a recipe for a PB&J turkey, based turkey, and a PB&J mixture.
No,
I don't know. I think why do people have to
again, that's one of those things I'd be willing to try, but never on Thanksgiving.
Here's an
I
experiment.
would never try that on Thanksgiving.
So I don't get to bake pies, but so when I made the empanadas, I did make a pie last night. Them saying peanut butter and jelly. So check that. I did this off top of my head. So
okay,
I made a cinnamon pastry crust. Put in the pie pan, And then I did 2 bananas, like you're going to do banana nut bread, mashed them down, pureed
Yeah.
them down,
Uh-huh.
and added about 3/4 cup of peanut butter, chunky peanut butter into it. Good kind like Jif. So that went down in the pie first. And then I did crushed graham crackers, a thin layer over that. I cooked off 2 apples in cinnamon and brown sugar, and then turned the heat up, deglazed, so it so it candies the sugar.
Yeah.
And so I threw a little bit of graham cracker in with that too and stirred it around. I put that on top of that. I took the rest of the graham crackers, like a whole pack, so like 2/3 of the pack. I dusted it completely down, crushed, and made a crumble out of the graham crackers. So graham crackers and butter and a little bit of oil and sugar, and put the crumble on top and baked that off. And I'm telling you, it sounds weird, but it was so good.
So kind of like
a diabetes test.
It wasn't even that sweet. I didn't add any sugar to the banana and peanut butter at all. It wasn't that sweet.
I'm trying to picture in my head what bananas would taste like with a cinnamon base under. I don't know if I've ever had banana and cinnamon together. It doesn't sound like it'd be terrible.
Really?
Look, I mean, it was one of those things where you're like, I just want to try something different. And so I just kind of shot from the hip and went for it. I like to experiment. Sometimes I'll look stuff up to see, okay, has anybody ever tried this before? I didn't this time. I just went for it. And I mean, when I served that up,
you got to name it now, like Christmas monkey crumble or something. You got to put a name to it.
It was good. We're eating on it again tonight. It was that good. They're making their way hunting for it after dinner tonight. So
Christmas monkey crumble.
You have to name it.
Yeah.
Well, you said you don't have cinnamon. I think almost every morning, and my mother will have make a piece of toast, peanut butter on it, sliced banana on top, and sprinkle it with like a cinnamon sugar on top. Yeah, it's great. I will have that.
Try some now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think banana and cinnamon would go particularly well together, but
you don't want to overdo it with the cinnamon. But yeah, a little cinnamon sugar mix on the top of a peanut butter toast.
I'm sure you do toast with peanut butter on it, and then you put honey on top. That's how you eat your toast.
Yeah.
I'm usually gonna put jelly on it, not so much honey.
Oh, honey.
Peanut butter and jelly. Oh, peanut. Wait, has somebody ever done a peanut?
Our neighbor.
Somebody look that up. Has anybody ever done peanut butter jelly on toast? Because if not, I'm gonna name it. I'm going to name it Thanksgiving Monkey Crumble or something like that. I don't know.
What are you going to put a monkey in there for? There's no bananas in that.
That's what this tasted like, kind of with the apple and banana, though. With the peanut butter, it almost was like a peanut butter and jelly pie, but not with jelly out of the fridge. It's like fresh fruit, but like
yes. That sounds amazing. Yeah, I think you need to copy down that recipe in your first. Have you ever thought about doing your own recipe or your own cookbook?
A little bit. I've got a friend that I graduated with that actually has done a couple of cookbooks already, so she's kind of pushed me about trying to. Everybody wants me to, keeps telling me to, post videos and stuff like that too. There's too much going on. I'd love to. It's just too much right now.
Now, are you just self-taught? Yes, right there.
The dog cookbook.
Pretty much. I didn't go to any culinary school, nothing like that. I just grew up in the kitchen. Just my aunt owned a restaurant. My mom, all her sisters, pretty much they were the cooks there. And I mean, so that was like the short order style cooking, and things like that. And then they all did all had gardens, all did the vegetables, did all the traditional stuff. And then my mom was just a great baker and cook, period. She did everything, from Asian foods. My dad was in the Navy a lot of you know this already, but my dad was in the Navy for 22 years. And so she had a lot of friends that they did over the years where the friend's wife was from other parts of the world. And so she learned to cook like different types of Asian cuisine from people from like Korea and Vietnam and places like that.
Yeah.
And then same way with Italian, she lived in Boston for a while. So where some of those neighborhoods were, and just, she picked up a lot of that stuff, and she did all that stuff from scratch, did a lot of, I don't know. She's just a great cook. So it's hard not to pick it up if you get in the kitchen.
And then, exactly. And there we go. A shout out from Mary. Josh and Tanya did a great job with the food at the 127 meetup. I've heard nothing but good about the food at the 127. That's kind of like what people are looking forward to nowadays after the second year that they've done that.
Yeah.
And so every year they're going to make you plan a bigger and bigger menu for that.
I don't know if we can get much bigger. That was kind of tough to pull off.
For sure.
Yeah.
So what is your Thanksgiving? Okay, so if you could only make one side, we're gonna turkey's a given. We're gonna do turkey as a given. If you could, if you had turkey and one side, the one that either you like to prepare the most, the one that gives you that traditional, like, this is family Thanksgiving, or just something you like in general, what's the one go to?
That's almost impossible for me, Kim, because when I cook a meal here at home, I have like 6 things on the plate.
Yeah.
I you know, probably for me, the thing that I always remember with Thanksgiving is Mama's cornbread dressing and the chicken and dumplings, because that was every single time. That some of the other stuff we may or may not have sweet potato casserole, but we were always having chicken dumplings and cornbread dressing. That was the staples.
Okay.
So it'd be
weird. Gravy? Does gravy count as a side?
It ought to. Gravy's good on everything.
Or is that a condiment?
I think it's a beverage for you, isn't it, Corey?
If I have to choose just one with turkey and gravy doesn't, then I'd have to choose gravy. But if gravy's a given, then I'm going with the dressing. So I could have turkey dressing covered in gravy.
Well, I think gravy is more. I don't know. Let's say I think gravy is more like a condiment at that point. It is, you could put it on. Because gravy is not a side. Steve says Frugal was all about the stuffing as far as their go-to side. Phil 5 Dime says it's a condiment, so it doesn't
turkey and stuffing.
Man,
yeah. And I would probably say the stuffing as well. Now my mother's stuffing or dressing, it's a combination. She does do it like in the oven, but the bird is also stuffed kind of with the already somewhat cooked stuffing, and so you have the individual pan and the stuff that comes out of the bird is always a lot more moist, and it's just great.
See, I think sometime back in the 80s, I think our family had a stuffing incident where like stuffing out of the bird just turned out horribly wrong and went bad, and we switched to going to like stovetop and just making it completely separate, and we've always just stayed there. So now stovetop has kind of become our tradition, because I think probably Graham's at one time, my grandma probably messed up the stuffing and nobody let her live it down, so she went to stovetop and it just stayed there.
We always stuff it with apples and oranges and stuff like that. I mean, we stuff it full of fresh fruits.
So. Yeah, in the turkey. Oh, really? I've never heard of that.
Yep.
And that's so that butter. Those flavors are gonna
that goes in there as well. Absolutely,
flavors are gonna ooze out into the turkey. See, I've never had that. We've never done that. It was just a traditional roasted with dressing inside.
2 years ago, we raised and butchered our own turkeys for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and those we didn't stuff with anything. We just put them in the pan and seasoned them, buttered them, and roasted them that way. And those are really good. I wish we could do it again. It's just turkeys are such a pain in the ass to raise.
Yeah, something else that works really well, because the thing with turkey, is not having enough fat content. That's why everybody stuffs butter under the skin, try to get fat in it. But if you got an injector, if you'll take I've done this before with really lean cuts of pork. If you got an injector and you take really, it can't be super hot, but hot bacon grease, you can inject hot bacon grease into your turkey or a really lean cut of pork. And you're adding that fat deeper into it, and that helps too. It's pretty cool. It kind of gives that smoky taste too. So, and
these didn't have an issue being lean at all. I think dressed out and ready to cook, these were 28-pound turkeys. They were big turkeys.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And they had plenty of fat on them.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so there's a good tip right there. If you need to add some of that fat rather than butter, because I mean, come on, it's bacon grease.
That would be a good. Just inject the bacon grease.
Well, if you wrap it, I feel like you lose a lot of it. It encases it, but the oils run off of the skin.
Yeah.
You know what I like the best about that method? Injecting it with bacon grease. You get to cook the bacon and eat that before.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
BLTs the night before.
Hey,
oh, there you go. See, always thinking, Corey. Always thinking at least about food. I mean, pretty much you're a failure at everything
We're
else.
innovators here.
But when it comes to food,
I think about it all day
Yeah.
while I'm trying to figure out what we're eating for dinner.
yeah, no kidding. So are you always doing your Thanksgiving on Thanksgiving Day on Thursday? Is that
That's been the
the
tradition.
time
but
frame?
we're flexible. You know how it is. I mean,
Yeah.
if we've got family that only one's having to work, or sometimes they're splitting time between two places. We have moved it like to the Friday before or something like that, or maybe that Saturday. But probably 95% of the time it's been on the Thursday. I mean, that's just now with Mom. It was always Thursday. Thanksgiving was on
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. Christmas on you. You show up or not show up. It's not changing the day.
That's
just when it happens. It's going down.
That's the way ours
exactly.
always was too.
Yeah.
They were on the date, and whoever could make it could make it. And if you couldn't, you couldn't. But that was the day. Now with the kids and grandkids and everything else, I think we have to be a little more flexible. If we want them to be here, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So let's talk about some other like on the Thanksgiving Day around the food. What are some other traditions? Anybody in the chat too that you do? Like I would start out. We would when I was younger, not a kid but younger. We would always go hunting with my dad and my brother and stuff. We would always go rabbit hunting on Thanksgiving morning. And so that was just always a tradition. And whatever rabbits that we got, we, come back and we would clean them. Dishes. This is tradition that's around. Yeah, exactly. We would always go rabbit hunting. And that was always like a memory. We haven't done that for 100 years.
Right.
Any other? Yeah, here's some other ones. Football.
I think growing up, there was always a football game on for Grandpa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we never were football fans. So we watched the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. That's something that Teresa used to work for a company that made those balloons. So
Awesome.
that's something we really got into watching every year, and we've just always done it.
Are there still any of them in use that she would have been a part of?
Yep, I'm sure they are.
Yeah, I don't think they really retire them. I mean, some of them have been around a long time. I mean,
Some of them have been around since the 60s or 70s or 80s. I mean, there's some old in there.
Yeah. I think
When's the last time you've seen an underdog cartoon? I'm sorry, I jumped over you.
You're good.
I said, yeah, when's the last time you've seen an underdog cartoon? But every year down whatever street that is on the Macy's.
Yep.
Susan says she makes one of their traditions, make pumpkin pies with her mom the day before Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving Eve is Pie Day.
Oh, yeah.
Which is
one of my favorites.
Except you don't get to eat any of it.
Have to be sneaky, boss.
Yeah, hopefully not inappropriately there, Teresa.
I was going to say, I think we need to talk.
Have touched. I bet you have, Teresa. So are you a Macy's Day Parade? I love the Macy's Day Parade. I always have that on. Crank it up.
We always turn that on wherever the TVs are at, so we're not necessarily can't cook and also be glued to the TV, but we always have it played.
Yes.
So as you're moving about, wherever a TV is at, you can take in what you can of it for sure.
Yes. That was, we would get home
kind of
from
background.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. And I like to have that on and get up. And my mom always make like the night before a fruit salad. She'd make a big bowl of fruit salad, fresh apples, fresh bananas, maybe use some fruit cocktail for the main, thing, but grapes, fresh, just fresh fruits. And that was always, she still does make it. That was always a thing that I love. That in that morning you can watch the Macy's Day Parade, you can eat some fruit salad, and living, right next door to my folks, I could just go over there, grab a dish in the morning, bring it home, sit in front of the TV, and start my Thanksgiving day.
How many times have you been yelled at by your mom to bring her dishes back?
I always tried to, that does happen. She's like, I can't understand why I only have like 6 forks in this plate setting. I used to have, 12.
Oh man.
But I usually try to take it in a paper bowl or like a throwaway container or something. AZ Cat Sue is here. I'm late. I was watching Grams and Pop's video.
Forgivable.
It is. That's an acceptable excuse. And Sue, I need to address some old business with Sue right here.
Uh-oh.
Because these belong to her right here from the Halloween live. And I know right at that time she was out of town visiting with her relatives in Minnesota at that time. And we didn't get hooked up with an address. So hit me up, Sue, either SSK Promo or at the Reseller Clickbait Podcast on Instagram. And I want to get those out to you. Yes, you're smarties. I did not forget you. Except I didn't get with you about that. Graham said that we would test fly the balloons at a football dome here in South Dakota before they go to New York. See, that's a fun job. It's like you never really think about that. Who makes those? And now we all know somebody.
Yep.
I love it. Yes, thank you. Sue doesn't want to know where she lives. That could be it too. Stale smart. No, they're pure sugar. They're pure sugar pucks. What's your stance, Josh? Now be careful about your answer before you blurt something out. What's your stance on Smarties?
I mean, I ate a lot of them when I was a kid. I'm not a big candy eater now.
Okay.
I like candies. I like chocolates. I like chocolate, anything chocolate. But I'm not a big candy eater. Just I watched them when I was a kid.
And, that's a personal dig on me right there. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm sorry. We had a family moment there. Necos, simmered down. Yeah, because I was waiting for your Smarties answer because I had my finger hovering right over the remove button on the live stream here.
I've had Necos. You know what? I love the what are the big sweet tarts, the big chewy ones that are super. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
like the size of a $50. I love those.
Yes,
I don't hardly ever get them. They're so good.
I have the big right here in front of me, the big giant Smarties.
Oh wow.
Like this. But I love the chewy sweet tarts. I know what you're talking about. I love chewy sweet tarts. Maybe I should make that a Thanksgiving tradition. Chewy sweet tarts.
Chewy sweet tarts.
Figure out a way to make them into a dessert.
You could put them in the monkey crumble.
No thanks.
Yeah, you could crumble them up like the graham crackers. Just put them right on top.
Bottle caps.
Yeah, the different soda flavored, or they were supposed to be soda flavored. So what we were talking about traditions around Thanksgiving. Obviously football is a big thing. Football that day, the Macy's Day Parade. Anything else that you can remember traditional wise or something that your family has always done? Do you have a game night or anything like that after dinner?
Usually after either the night after we eat or the next day for Black Friday, the girls usually go do a parade of lights near town here. They have a big parade of lights where it's just a big parade with Christmas lights to kick off the season. And I think it's usually on Black Friday, so everybody sticks around to go do that.
Okay.
No, I do not, Amy. I don't like the bigger ones. They have to be the normal candy corn shape.
There's an engine. Sue always watched The Wizard of Oz. So is that something that is normally broadcast like Thanksgiving Day, or how did that, Sue, throw in the chat, how did that tradition start? Christmas decor. Corey, is your beard still green?
You're already doing Christmas decor. No, I got all the green out of it.
Oh, I loved Runts too. I remember Runts.
Oh yeah.
I remember all the old style candies.
We get those
Um,
out of the little crank machine, a lot of times.
yes. It is Black Friday. They have hot air balloon baskets and the heaters that go past to warm people up.
Yeah, when they get by you,
Oh, that's
they crank the little nozzle on the hot air balloon with the fire, so you just get a big blast of heat because it's usually
that's
freezing cold, and the girls usually go do that. I usually stay home from that because it's really peoply there, like really lots of them.
Mm. I've never been a big Black Friday shopper. I don't care for that.
Nope.
I like to avoid the crowd.
do so let's ask the chat there because Black Friday, um I used to do Black Friday back when it was before
Fun.
it was hype. Yeah, but back when it well, I always thought it was fun when the stores weren't already open. Well, when the stores didn't open on Thanksgiving after dinner. Now they're open, Thursday night, which I think is unfair. Come on, Walmart, Target, and give your employees a little bit of a break to spend time with their family.
Well, if those dang
Um,
resellers weren't in such a hurry to get there first, they wouldn't open so early.
I know.
We're miserable collectively as a group.
Come of the earth. No,
Time
it
to
used to
finish
be
strong.
fun. We used to do a Black Friday. We would actually go out with mom and grandma and stuff like that. And we'd go to a bunch of stores and we'd Christmas shop.
Yeah,
And then we'd go around once it got dark and look at all the Christmas lights that were up. That was kind of our tradition growing up. Now
Yeah.
you leave the house on Black Friday and you're going to see an idiot on every corner that you want to shoot at. Like people are just stupid that day. I don't even leave the house Black Friday anymore. I don't have the temperament for it.
I mean, most of it, and I know there are things that are store only, but most of it is it's more and more shifting to where you can buy it from home anyway and have it shipped
Oh, yeah.
to the store for the same price.
Yeah.
Sometimes less.
yes.
Sometimes the price is like 2 weeks later, a week to 2 weeks later. I mean, where you can still get it in or better than what you find Black Friday.
Yeah, I agreed. I used to love that though when the stores, because I'm a festive guy and I always used to make sure that my section of the line when you were waiting outside at 4 a.m. in front of Best Buy or one of the stores, and just have fun. Just have fun in the line. It might be snowing. They didn't let you in the store no matter what the weather was. You were just hanging out outside. And they'd open those doors at 5 or 6 in the morning and people would rush in and there would be, I seen fights. I seen people tearing stuff off of carts and stealing stuff out of other people's carts. All the fun stuff that made a good Black Friday.
Yeah.
Kim always volunteers to work on the holidays. Linda is here. Linda Early, good to see you. Black Friday, I avoid people and usually go hiking with friends and our dogs on Black Friday. Yeah, back in the newspaper
That's
days.
a good one.
Yes.
Going
That's
through
my
the
brother
ads.
there.
Yep.
Sitting around after
remember him doing
Thanksgiving dinner. That was kind of like maybe either pre-nap or post-nap. Yeah, all the things, and you'd circle things, and my mom and my sister and my nieces would make a plan. We're going to go to these stores at this time in the morning, and they would make their lists and they would head out, late at night. Everybody would go home, rest for a while. They'd head out in the middle of the night and then they'd all get breakfast. All of the restaurants would open back up or stay open like all night for the Black Friday shoppers. And that was always fun. Yeah, agree with the newspapers. That was always fun. Yeah, now I think I'm more so than the Black Friday is, they implemented here, several years back, but Cyber Monday on the Monday after is when all of the online deals start.
And they're usually better than the Black Friday deals anyway.
Yes, they are. If you're looking for that, whatever, well, you can find anything online now. And you don't even have to leave your house to Christmas shop. And that's usually what happens a lot. I compile my list over time. I look for deals when they come up on those days. But there's usually like that one shopping day where I go through, I get all the stuff. Day or two later, it shows up at the house in boxes that I can wrap in. So it's perfect.
order every gift separately so that they all ship in their own box.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah. I don't want day definite on Amazon or whatever, where we can ship this in fewer packages. No, thank you. I'm a reseller. I need the boxes.
all the
Come on
packages.
now.
Yeah.
I want them all. So yeah, just keep ordering them one at a time. So let's, you know what? We're going to try something here. Josh. Hopefully this will work out. We are going to do a little thing where we are going to try to build the perfect Thanksgiving plate. We're going to get back to the food. And here's how this is going to work. Let me call something up here real quick. So we're going to put up here when we're ready, the wheel of names. We're going to put up the wheel of names between us so that we can pick items. And what we're going to do is, I was going to do this all with graphics, but it just wasn't working out. So I'm going to keep track on an Excel spreadsheet that I have here of our perfect plate of food for Thanksgiving. But here's the rub. We're going to do this like in kind of draft order. Like, so whoever comes up first on the wheel gets the overall number one pick. Okay. And then it goes second, third, and then it's a snake draft. So the guy that went third comes back.
So
he gets to pick twice.
So we're leaving the gravy paired with the dressing, or we're going to have to draft the gravy?
I think the gravy is the gravy being like we talked about, maybe a condiment or a topping or something. It can be either or, but you can specify, such and such with gravy.
Oh, see, mashed potatoes, you want the gravy too. That's why I'm asking.
Yes, you can do. Now, see, I'm on mashed potatoes I'm going to put butter on mine. But
and then gravy, right?
If you get mashed potatoes, you get mashed potatoes. Oh, here we go. From Jill, a $10 super chat to whomever doesn't choose gravy. So
now, how does this work? Do you hand her the $10 back later this week?
Yeah. No.
I think Jill needs to give gravy a second chance. I think she's had bad gravy.
That could be. Well, see, eventually we don't get it. Our channel is not monetized, right? So we don't get any money for the videos. The only time we ever get money is super chats, and then they only pay out like after $100, like each $100 increment or whatever. So I think in the lifetime of this podcast, we've had like one payout.
Well, we only got to go another 2 years to get another one.
Yeah, we're super close though. We're getting close to another payout. Thank you, Jill. That is fun. Okay, so here's what happens though on the perfect plate is because turkey is the main thing. We're gonna give everybody here on the panel turkey, if they so choose that to be their main dish. All right. But you have to designate white meat or dark meat. Okay, so that's what you get. You get either white meat turkey, dark meat turkey. After that, the sides, we're going to do 3 sides a piece. Okay, and a dessert. What happens then, let's say that you pick first and you take mashed potatoes and gravy, or mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes are now off of the board. Nobody else can pick them. So that also goes for the dressings, any sort of sides. Now there are variations to stuff. Okay, so if your variation is enough, like I don't want to spoil anything, but just keep in mind that some things, there's different types of dressing that people make that are similar, but they're way off. I don't know if I want to give an example. Like, for example, I'll just say it. In dressings, a lot of people like to eat an oyster dressing. They make an oyster dressing for their Thanksgiving, where that's, I think, different enough from a standard dressing, the traditional kind. So we're gonna try this. We're just gonna see what happens, and then at the end, let me see. Can I put up a poll? Where I need to figure that out. If there's anybody in the chat that is YouTube savvy and knows how I can put up a poll in the
I
chat,
don't see it.
participants' reactions. Yeah, that used to be.
It used to be on YouTube, but I don't see it there anymore.
Yes, an Olympic draft all over again. Yes, it could be. I agree. That was a difficult one, Ray. You don't get every track and field event just because you said track and field. Okay, so let's bring this up here. Let's pick an order. We're gonna see how this works out. Okay, so this is to see now whoever this lands on, you can choose if you want to pick first, second, or third. Just remember it is a snake draft. And so let's spin the big wheel right here and see who's going first. Oh, the guest, Josh. Where would you like to pick? First, second, or third?
That's a good question, Kim.
Okay.
I'll go. You said it reverses?
Yeah. So the guy that's third gets to pick twice in a row until we get back to first, and that guy gets to pick then twice in a row.
I better go ahead and go with first. I thought about going third.
Okay.
That's tempting. It's tempting.
Joe, I thought gravy was what happens when you boil a cow for too long. Like when you boil it. This wheel looks oddly familiar, yes. Gravy and the Olympic draft both caused Jill PTSD. Or in this case, a turkey. Yes, it does. Okay, so Corey, here we go. This is for Josh is going first. And will it make it? Will it make it? Okay, Corey, you want to go second or third?
I guess I'll go third.
Okay. And just for posterity. Imagine that.
So close. It missed you, Ken.
I just wanted to see all of the fireworks with my name around it. That was it. So I'm going to keep track of these as we go along, and we'll let the chat also decide. We will let if somebody decides that, maybe something's too close or a dish or whatever, we'll let the chat decide what if it's good or not, if it's too close. So do you want to go ahead, Josh, and pick your main dish? This isn't your first choice. Your side dish is your first choice, but you want to go ahead and pick your main dish first,
which is either
turkey, ham, dark meat, light meat.
Yeah, if you're choosing turkey, white meat, or dark meat, or you can go something alternate.
No, we'll do
turkey.
We'll do white meat turkey.
White meat turkey. Okay. So, what is your number one overall top side?
We got to do the dressing.
Dressing. Okay.
That's the only reason why I went first.
Yeah. Good call. Good call.
This isn't even Thanksgiving anymore. I'm leaving at this point.
I know, right? You wouldn't best plate without dressing on it.
Exactly. Oh, but it could get interesting. There might be some people out there that don't like the dressing that much.
Very true. Very true.
Okay. So I'm second. I get to go second. I'm going to choose dark meat let me see. Yeah, I'm going to choose dark meat for my turkey. Okay. And I think, man, I can't take the dressing now, and that is the overall. So I'm gonna have to go mashed potatoes.
My plate's looking pretty anorexic at this point.
Yes. So I got mashed potatoes, Corey, because it'll get interesting. This is where we'll separate people.
So I think I need something to actually eat for the main course rather than sweets and stuff. So I think I'm going to go with like a cheesy macaroni and cheese and corn casserole.
Well, that's like 6 different things in one.
No, it's macaroni and cheese with like cream corn in it. It's a casserole. It's a hot dish.
Mac and cheese casserole. I think I spelled that right. What was your main dish?
Oh, it's going to be the turkey white meat. There you go. Graham's got it. It's corny mac and cheese.
Okay. White meat turkey. Corny mac and cheese casserole. Okay.
Does the relish tray count, or is that not a side?
Well, you could pick that as a side. You could pick that as one of your things. We're talking like your plate that you're sitting down, first time you're sitting down at the table with your first plate. What is on that?
Well, I'm afraid if I don't pick something else substantial, I'm going to get hungry. So I'm going to say the yams with the marshmallows on them.
Okay. So we'll call that marshmallow yams. Now, is a yam and a sweet potato, is that the same thing? Or I think that takes that dish.
Yeah, that's how I understand it. The same thing.
So it's back to me. I'm gonna take everybody's favorite. I'm gonna take the green bean casserole. The one with like the mushroom soup and stuff in it. Hey, looky there. Wolfman's goodies coming in. Awesome show, guys. We love snow, Corey. Can't wait. It's slow here on eBay. Josh rules. Yes. All of those things are true. Thank you very much.
True.
You're awesome.
Thank you very much. Okay, so all of those things that you've heard so far, Josh, are off the board. Where are you going? What's going with your dressing and your white meat turkey?
Okay, this is totally fine. I just want to run a couple of things because we're by. So when I think of yams, I think of like chunks of sweet potato that are candied.
Okay.
When I think of sweet potato casserole, I think of like a souffle of sweet potatoes that's been creamed with the other on top, like the nuts and like the crumble, like pecan and flour, the crumble on top. I mean, I don't care either way, but like I see that as two things. And then I'm
thinking like the chunks in candied with marshmallows melted on top.
Yeah. I was just saying, that we usually do casserole and not yams. But on the mac and cheese, is regular mac and cheese still on the board since that was a corn and mac casserole?
Yeah, because I think that was a casserole. That was a combination of different things.
I was just making sure, because that was like the top. Okay, well, I'm just traditional homemade mac and cheese. That's got to be on there.
Okay. Homemade mac and cheese.
Josh's plate is looking really good.
Yeah, so far. I mean, it's not the cheesy goodness of Kraft, because I don't think your homemade is going to fill your belly and also feed your soul. Yeah. I don't know. I know you're a cook. I know you're good, but I don't know if it's soul filling.
I think
we're gonna see.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I have to disagree.
The green, Jay, corny mac and cheese is off the table. Howdy everyone. What's up? Okay, so being said it was a snake, Josh, you get to pick your third side first. Okay. Or right now.
And we're doing 4 total.
We're doing we've got the 3 sides and then a dessert. Okay. Now, if there's a dessert that you have to have, you can pick these in any order. You don't have to do your sides.
Said that. You didn't tell me
I
that.
just did.
No, we're good. Let's go with chicken dumplings.
Chicken and dumplings.
See, we do turkey and dumplings as leftovers after Thanksgiving, so we always save that for an after meal.
Yeah, that was going to be one of my questions I had on my board about leftover dishes. Okay, who's up next? I'm next, right?
Yeah.
I'm going substantial. I'm going with the we call it like a corn casserole. It's like cream corn, the corn, that's what it's called. It's a corn casserole. No mac and cheese, no anything like that. I don't even know what's in it. Somebody tell me what's in the corn casserole. And is that still on the board? Are we still good with corn casserole?
I think that's different.
I think so. If it's not like a mac and cheese and corn mix casserole, then
yeah. I forget what's all in that.
If it's not a pasta-based casserole, you're probably okay.
No, it is not. It is not. He's like, yeah, changing the rules afterwards. Southern Vermont Vintage, welcome in, welcome in. We're talking Thanksgiving. Okay, Corey, are you going third side, or are you going to jump out of line and hit that dessert?
No, I'm going to play by the
hold
original
on. This is
rules.
Hold on. This is I was second. You were third.
Yeah,
okay,
you're
go
in the
ahead.
middle. The snake never hits you.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think I'm going to play by the original rules. I'm going to save dessert for last and be respectful of that. But I don't know. I'm going to consider olives to be something that I just get because they're on the relish tray. They don't count for the meal, so I'm not going to put them on here.
Okay.
I'm going to say, give me the dinner rolls.
Oh yeah.
I need some bread. Since my stuffing's gone, I'll make my own with the dinner roll.
Oh, good choice. Nice choice. Nice choice. And because you were third and we're snaking around, you get next pick. So you do
Pumpkin
get your
pie.
dessert. Oh, there we go. Pumpkin pie for Corey. I spelt that wrong.
Corey or pie?
Okay. So my dessert, we always have a couple different kind of pies, and my favorite pie is a custard pie that my dad makes. And
isn't custard just a pudding?
Well, it's not really pudding. I mean, it's kind of it's a solid pie, but I think it's made with some pudding mix and stuff, but it's not like a
custard generally has eggs.
Gelatin or something?
Yeah.
Custard's usually eggs, I believe.
Yes.
That's what solidifies it.
So I'm going with a custard pie for my dessert.
I have to look
and
this up.
Josh, where are you at?
Good.
Yeah, it's great. And I'll put my dad's custard pie up against I'll have my dad fist fight you over custard pies.
Oh man, there's too many good desserts, but we'll go with let's go with pecan cobbler.
A cobbler.
A pecan cobbler. I was figuring pecan pie would be up, but yes, the cobbler.
I was thinking a peach cobbler would be really good, but pecan cobbler.
A pecan cobbler. Okay. Hey, here's what we're gonna do. We talked about the Corey had thought about that with the black olives and the appetizer. And Josh, this would be your turn. Do you want to add an appetizer?
Or just like a little side thing to eat to go along with it?
A little side, maybe something you're munching. Cranberry? Okay. Now, do you like the fresh stuff, or do you just get the stuff in the can that you dump it out and it's like still the form and the shape of the can?
We
Cans
did a
are
lot
awesome.
of canned cranberry sauce over the years, but my wife really makes. I don't usually like homemade, but hers is so good. So I'm gonna go homemade.
Okay, a
Yeah.
homemade. I'm gonna put that in there. Homemade cranberry sauce. Homemade cranberry sauce. Man, I wish I knew how to put a. Again, does anybody in there know how we can put a poll up on YouTube? No, we did see the second super chat from Chad Wolfman Goodies.
Yep.
Cancel Thanksgiving without
Yes,
cranberry sauce.
I was really worried about it. I had it written down next to my dressing. I just didn't know if I should say it when I said dressing or not.
See, for me, for an appetizer, if I'm thinking, okay, when we first get over with the
I have no
family,
idea what I would choose for an appetizer.
well, I'm going to take black olives as my. Yeah. You know what? I mentioned this earlier, and for me, it is kind of an appetizer ahead of time. Is I'm going with fruit salad, with a fruit salad that my mom makes. That's a traditional thing. We're kind of eating that a little bit before dinner, and or that morning. It's kind of like a whole thing. So I don't know if that pairs well with everything, but I'm going with a fruit salad.
And I'll do black olives. Black olives are something you got to have on your plate for like all three plates because it's kind of like a palate cleanser. When you're done eating your turkey and potatoes, you can eat some black olives. Then you're ready for yams and some black olives. Then in dessert.
Do you also eat green olives?
I do, but I'm not as big a fan as I am with black. Like green olives, I'll eat, but not. I won't sit down and eat a whole can of them.
Oh no. You mentioned palate cleanser. Like every now and then, one of those, depending on what you're eating, pop one of those in, and it definitely resets things.
Yep.
Okay, so let's see here. Why can I not get this screen to be how I want it? Okay, so we're going to, and I still haven't figured out. I wish I could do. Oh yes, I canceled Thanksgiving. There used to be this bread product, and it was called bread du jour, and it was like a roll, like a dinner roll sort of thing, but they almost look like little footballs, and they were great. Whoever made those were great, and we had them for years. They were perfect for like kind of slicing open the top, putting a little, maybe at Christmas dinner, a little ham in there, ham and scalloped potatoes together, turkey dressing in one, and making like a little sandwich. And they don't make them anymore.
Now we usually have a few family members, kids that come home the night before Thanksgiving. So when we get up in the morning, Teresa usually makes like cinnamon rolls and orange rolls to put on the stove before everybody gets up. That's always kind of part of Thanksgiving too. That's like that's the one thing we eat, and then we eat a late lunch.
Yeah. I do not do well with tradition change at all.
No, I don't either at all. I don't.
I like things to be okay, I'm going to look one more time here and see if I can't figure out how to do a poll.
It's all together because we usually eat between 11 and 12. So, I mean, it's all about building up that appetite, for us.
We usually eat around 3 or 4.
Yeah. Now, Christmas, we always do breakfast. I usually do like a big breakfast on Christmas morning. I do chocolate gravy and biscuits.
See, Jill might like that gravy. It's chocolate.
Good stuff. Hot chocolate gravy. I think I told Ken about that before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But anyway.
See, if I was getting up early in your neck of the woods, I'd want biscuits and gravy.
Oh yeah, we do that all the time. That's just norm. And when you was talking about whether or not gravy was a side or a condiment, and I saw the chat most of them said condiment, but like on my plate, the amount of gravy that's on my plate, it's hard to think of it as a condiment because I've never put that much of any one condiment on anything I was eating. But like gravy, you know what I'm serious. Like gravy, it's like it's you got to have a lot of gravy. It's not like a little.
Gravy is the glue that holds Thanksgiving together.
It's the glue that soaks it. It's just
Yep.
you know.
And there's no reason to have dinner rolls without gravy.
Oh my goodness, I love a good yeast roll and brown gravy. Oh,
yep,
good stuff. And I like white breakfast gravy.
I do too.
I'm still goofing here looking for a poll, and
I don't think you're gonna find it. Everybody, just raise your hand for Corey.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to share this screen, and then we'll do in the chat. What somebody help keep score.
I have a couple of items that actually bring me out of the shadows a little bit. I do have the yams, and I have the black olives, and I have the pumpkin pie, but I don't have the core Thanksgiving things. But I have those, which helps a little, I would think.
And sweet potato. I mean, that's pretty.
So we've got on the list here. I should have did it in order, but I didn't. So for my perfect plate, you've got dark meat, turkey dark meat, mashed potatoes, green bean casserole, corn casserole, finished off with a custard pie, and like a fruit salad as like an appetizer or a little extra something. Corey has white meat for his turkey meat, a corny mac and cheese casserole, marshmallow yams, dinner rolls. Great choice, Corey, to get the dinner rolls in there. Pumpkin pie for dessert and black olives as an appetizer. And Josh has white meat for his turkey, dressing, homemade mac and cheese, chicken and dumplings, pecan cobbler for dessert, and a homemade cranberry sauce as kind of like a appetizer. So
yeah, I think even I'm voting for Josh.
Josh 100%. I'm going to have to pick I'm gonna have to block you three.
If these are the menus at our houses, then I'm trying to get an invite to Josh's.
Oh,
Josh
100%. He told me to ahead of time. So
Bama, and it's not even close. Josh had me at pecan cobbler. Josh from the Nashville Flippers. Susan is saying Josh.
Teresa, at least put my name in once so I could see it on the board.
Jill is blocking all of us.
Yeah, that was good.
I've got, so, man, this looks like it's not even close. It's a landslide. Well, there's 23 people in this chat, and we have about a half a dozen votes. Oh, but I shouldn't have said that because now here we go. Josh. Jill says Corey. Amy says not Corey.
That still counts as a vote for me. My name's in it.
My mother says I picked Ken. Of course, Ken. Ping G took my menu. Okay, so there's a little bit of love for someone besides Josh. Now, just because he's a special guest, you don't have to give him special treatment, folks. But here's Dump Truck 1964. I love that name.
Nice.
Corey. Helmet goes with Ken.
I'm gonna have to start bringing in some fake accounts to make up for it because this ain't good.
There's another Corey. Oh, Southern Vermont Vintage says Ken. Ping counts for like 12 votes, so LOL Dump Truck. Okay, I think Josh is still winning it. We had a few more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like the first 8. Then I got 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 1, 2, 3 for Corey, 5 for me. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to some extra skin with that dark meat. You know it. Southern Vermont Vintage. you're invited to my house for Thanksgiving, or I'm coming to your house. One of the two. Corey had black olives. That's one of
He
Jill's
did.
favorites. Okay. Corey, we calling this one for
I think
our
we got to
guest
call it
down
for
here?
Josh. I don't think it's even
Josh.
close.
Okay, so Josh picks the perfect plate with white meat turkey dressing.
So
I think that's the killer. You got the dressing, yeah. Oh, we didn't tell you that we're all coming to your house. Whoever won, everybody gets to come over.
That'd be awesome.
Chicken and dumplings. Never had chicken and dumplings like as a Thanksgiving. I've obviously had chicken and dumplings before, but and you know, mac and cheese is my love language. Are you sure that you got to do that homemade stuff though?
Well, absolutely.
You can't.
Absolutely.
How many people in your family? Because this says like 3 servings a box. I'll send you enough mac and cheese for your no.
I might use the noodles, but I'm not going to use the mix.
Hey, that's a perfect thing because I never want to waste the noodles, but I always thought, how good would it be to have 2 packets of that cheese in one box, and one helping of the macaroni?
Just be
I think that would be horrible.
I mean,
Kim T, get his recipe. The wind is crazy here in North Carolina.
It is here too.
So I'm gonna save this so that I have it for the rest of my life.
We will, Phil. We'll have 1 can for everybody. Well, everybody that counts. Immediate family.
The perfect plate 2024 Thanksgiving.
Extra sharp cheddar, pepper jack, and Gouda.
The cheddar and pepper jack. I don't know if we've ever had Gouda cheese.
Gouda mac and cheese?
I don't know if I've ever had Gouda cheese.
It's really Gouda.
Simmer down.
We've had like the bacon cheese. It's like white with bacon chips in it. And
what is going on?
Smoke.
And I just make a bechamel sauce, you know, where you do the roux with the butter and the flour. And then it's like a clean, don't brown the flour, a really clean white milk gravy. And then, grate your cheese down. Always use fresh, grate your own cheese. Don't buy the bagged cheese that's got all the powder on it, and make sure it's fresh grated. And just melt the cheese off, add some salt, add some pepper. It's never salty. Make sure the salt content's right. The reason most homemade mac and cheeses, a lot of times it's not most, but a lot of times when they taste kind of flat, not real flavorful, is because people don't add salt enough into their bechamel and into their cheese sauce, because the noodles generally are very bland. And if you don't, your cheese sauce has to be on the verge of tasting too salty, because when you mix it into the noodles, it's going to balance it back out.
Okay.
So if you're not careful with that, like it'll just taste really flat and bland. It just tastes like nothing, because the cheese just kind of goes, but the salt wakes the cheese flavor up. It's what brings it out. And you got to put plenty of cheese in it. You can't do a pot full of bechamel sauce and put like an 8-ounce block of cheese in it and expect it to taste real good. You're gonna have some other stuff than cheese if you want it to be really cheesy and have that good full flavor. So I would say however much cheese you need, make sure you do more than that, because it's going to soak water. You want it to be plenty liquidy, not too thick.
Are you talking about for your mac and cheese?
Yes. Yes.
See, we just take a block of Velveeta and cut it in chunks and throw it in there with some milk and mix it in.
I mean, I've done that, but that's not. Yeah, that's the quick way. My mom did it that way a lot.
That's pretty good that way.
Oh, it's not bad. Velveeta is also very salty already, so you don't have to really add salt. But if you're using especially lighter cheeses like Gouda and the pepper jack, if you don't add some salt, it will not wake up. But if you use those, like I said, and make sure it's thin, plenty of milk, not too thick. You don't want it to be like gravy, like really thick.
Teresa, what's that? If you're still watching, what's that cheese we put in that one pasta dish we have that's like a really strong tasting cheese? I'm trying to remember what it's called, and I don't remember the name of it. That might make an interesting mac and cheese mixed in with something else. I'm just trying to think of the name of the cheese, and I don't remember.
There you go. A reseller recipe book. Yeah, because Josh, people are requesting this recipe.
Asiago cheese.
Yeah.
And then Asiago cheese. Yeah.
I don't really use a recipe to do any cooking. So just straight out of the gate, I'll tell everyone that I'm a cook and not a chef. So the only time I measure, the reason I don't do a lot of baking is because you do have to measure more precisely with baking. Like breads will absolutely flop on you, if you don't get them just right.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
Yep.
But as far as cooking is concerned, most of those things, once you kind of master the basics of those, it's really just a feel.
Yeah, I would think baking would be more of a science.
Yeah. Yeah, I can definitely give you an idea of what to do, but just kind of have to experiment with it a little bit,
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. See, people make great mac and cheese, homemade mac and cheese, but
Well, pretty much anything that starts from a noodle is going to turn out better than Kraft.
what? So anyway, Josh, it's been great having
you. Obviously didn't hear me earlier. You said, "What if it come with 2 packs of cheese? That's 2 packs to throw away."
Yeah.
Don't disagree.
My dad wants Josh's chicken and dumpling recipe as well. Man, I might have to get with you, Josh, and get a couple of these because Kim T is heavily requesting the mac and cheese, the chicken and dumplings. So here in the next couple of days or so, if you have some time, we'll maybe or jot them down, send them to me on Instagram.
Teresa makes a really good turkey and dumpling after Thanksgiving that we love it, and it's even better the second go around. So it makes good leftovers the second time around as well. It thickens it up a little bit.
The biggest secret, in my opinion, to really good chicken and dumplings, other than the dumpling, like getting your dumplings too thick, is making your own broth. I mean, I will use some broth like when I need to add some soup back to it, but I boil my chicken off and I get fatty pieces of chicken. So I use like leg quarters. I do use dark meat mostly for that because it makes the best broth. It's the fattier piece.
Yeah.
You can make broth out of breast, but it's just really clear, and it's not as flavorful. So when you have really like outstanding chicken and dumplings, even if you're not a dark meat person, most likely that's what the broth came off of, So I use those, and then I always add a can of creamy chicken soup into the broth and a can of milk, and I add a little bit of rosemary, a little bit of thyme, a little bit of garlic, black pepper, and of course you got to have it seasoned up with salt enough, to again balanced out. But you can kind of taste that toward the end if you need to add a little bit. But roll your dumplings really thin. All you need is self-rising. I use self-rising flour. Some people don't. I do use rising flour. But I use self-rise flour, and I use only cold water in it, and I make it really, it's just really hearty, really heavy, not like biscuit dough where it's real soft. And I roll it out super thin. I mean, as thin as I can get it. You want it to be like not much thicker than paper, because then it'll fluff up to just like the perfect little light, dumpling.
See, I wasn't lying in the thumbnail. Yeah, we are getting all the secrets.
It's good stuff.
I can't give you recipes. I just eat them.
Yeah, I'm not. I can cook anything that has instructions on the box.
I can tell you how to make your own egg noodles. We made our own egg noodles quite a bit because we had chickens here. Just something to do with the extra eggs. So we used to make and freeze a lot of egg noodles, but I don't know the rest of it.
I want to say hi to Behold and Resold that's jumping in here, and just kind of agree maybe a little with Marie here. I can only handle one meal of turkey a year. I enjoy the turkey on Thanksgiving, but yeah, if I not that I dislike it, but if I didn't have turkey any other time of the year, I would be okay with that.
We like turkey most of the time, turkey and dumplings, and just turkey. Like we like turkey.
I do turkey salad out of the leftover turkey normally. That's what I do. Like I'll chop it all up real small, and then just like doing chicken salad. But I'll do the roasted turkey, and it's really good. Then we'll eat on that for 2 or 3 days, because that's something you can.
That's what I was
from the heavy meals.
Ask what some of your go-to leftover dishes were for your Halloween turkey. Does people have Halloween turkey? I don't know. For your Thanksgiving turkey. What's up, Alicia? Good to see you here. Good to see you here.
I think we kind of covered our leftovers, didn't we?
Okay.
I like
yeah.
sandwich too. I mean, it's hard to beat. And if you have some of those homemade rolls like you were talking about, Corey, I mean,
yeah,
piece of
Yes.
turkey out of the refrigerator and a little mayonnaise and just that roll. I mean, that's pretty good stuff.
Well, if you've got some good white meat left and you're having turkey sandwiches with some good like horseradish mayo or something, that'd be all right. Good lunchtime
Horseradish.
leftover.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It
I love some
does.
good horseradish. Nobody mentioned deviled eggs.
I had them written down.
Oh,
I had them written
I
down.
should have had
those.
I should have
I
had
would
that
never
right. If
mention
I'd
them 'cause
have
I
had
wouldn't
that,
eat them, but I'm surprised they didn't come up in the sides.
Yeah, not
if
like
I had that rather than fruit salad, I would have won. I think I would have won if I'd have had deviled eggs. Jen's Multiverse, what is up, Jen? Yes, we do still exist. We are here. And then I had seen earlier, just something on as a side note, is that confirmed? Did Paul make his 2,000 sales on Whatnot? I would like to know that. So let me see. What else is Thanksgiving related? There's not a lot. I was thinking the other day, there's not a lot of Thanksgiving songs. There's not a lot of Thanksgiving movies. There's not. You go watch Charlie Brown Thanksgiving.
I like bread and butter. I like toast and jam.
Toast
That's
and
a
jam.
song that's a good food song.
I think the only tradition. Okay, I have one tradition here. What's up, Jonathan Moore? I'll take all the leftovers I can get.
Yeah.
Marie sends them all home with the guests, so they don't have them in the house. Wife and I, plus our 2 golden retrievers and cat, going camping for Thanksgiving. Do you live in a warm weather area? I assume.
Oh, Charlie
he did
Brown
kind of
Thanksgiving.
mostly.
That's a good one, Mary.
If it was just me and the wife, we would probably do something different as well. Being honest about it, we'd probably take a little trip or do something besides the giant meal, because just not any point with just 2 most of the time.
There's a song by Arlo Guthrie, Alice's Restaurant. Is anybody familiar with Alice's Restaurant? The song. It is one of the kind of Thanksgiving songs out there, and I don't know, it's like really long. I'm gonna look it up here. The Alice's by Arlo Guthrie. And it's almost 20 minutes long. It's a song it's almost 20 minutes long. Should we play it right now?
Just let it run?
We should. We should just let it run, and people can enjoy. But I listen to that song when I drive over to out to the cabin for Thanksgiving out there with Jill and the family. Jill saw Arlo Guthrie in concert. Zoinks. High quality HTO. So you're watching Waterboy. Oh, really? My sister used to co-own a bar called Alice's Restaurant, and Arlo Guthrie visited them. But it's about a 20-minute song, and I don't know, it's fun. So whenever I drive out to the cabin on Thanksgiving, on Black Friday, I guess it is at that point, that's what I listen to that on the way out there. Actually, I listen to it like twice. It's about an hour drive, so I can listen to it full through a couple of times. Inked Picker is named.
Thanksgiving just doesn't get much of a. It doesn't really have any songs. It's kind of an overlooked holiday.
It is. It will, because it's really kind of that one day. It's that one day.
It's a practice holiday when you think about it. Everybody gets to try and cook that big meal and host a big family gathering and have it out and just have a horrible time, so that when Christmas rolls around, they've gotten the practice in and they know how to do it right.
There.
But the practice holiday is important. You can't play the big game unless you practice right.
Well, this is true. But you got the whole traditional, Christmas meal that is almost the same as it's I guess, is it important as the Thanksgiving meal? Because that's what it's all centered. Thanksgiving is centered around the food. That's it. That's its claim to fame. Marie did their Thanksgiving last Saturday, leaving for vacation this Sunday for a week. Let's our grown kids be with our family for Thanksgiving. Very cool. Where are you going on vacation? Yes, Adam Sandler. Oh, Josh said that. Adam Sandler's Thanksgiving song. Yes.
I don't know.
Perfect line. It's Christmas without ham. Oh, ham, Christmas, I'm all over ham. Well, again, we have ham and turkey for Thanksgiving. I'm going to eat some turkey because you have to eat that. You have to on Thanksgiving. But I'm going for the ham. That's what I love. Hustle Man is here. Thanksgiving song is the NFL intro song. That's pretty much. To the beach. Marie's going to the beach, seaside in Oregon.
Nice.
Very cool. Very fun. Nice to get away. Nice to get away right here as we get to the busy, Thanksgiving. You kind of get the calm before the storm with Thanksgiving.
Did y'all see they had that cyclone there? Sorry. Oregon, Washington area.
No.
Yeah, like
are they having storms up there?
Well, it was like one of those bomb cyclones. It was like a low that just spun up all of a sudden. It looked like on the satellite, almost like a tropical storm. I mean, that's how big and the way it spins. But yeah, they had super high winds, like 700,000 to 1 million people out of power. A couple of people died.
Wow.
Yeah, big deal. Anyway.
So, but I'm sure all of that will be gone, Marie, by the time you get there this week.
Yeah.
Power will be restored. It'll be a good time will be had by all. Yeah, she heard about that, or Mary heard about that too. Yeah, getting hit. Okay, so Marie knows about that. She's been checking the weather. Man, we've been on here over 2 hours. This could be one of our longest lives, the holiday live tours.
Well,
and I think
food.
I was going to talk food.
Well, we can talk a while about food.
We could go on for another couple of hours.
I ain't got
a few hours left. We can hang out.
I brought a list of talking points for food. So,
do you? What? Hey, what haven't you got to? Let's cover them.
Well, I mean, I was just you wanted secrets, man. I was going to spill the beans, but
I want to hear it. Let's hear it. The chat wants to hear it. I want to hear it. Let us know.
Let me throw this in there, like when you're doing collard greens or green beans or really any beans. I don't know about other parts of the country, but like down here, smoked hog jaw is smoked hog jaw is important. You can do ham hocks, but smoked hog jaw is where it's at.
Smoked hog jaw, okay.
For the seasoning, good stuff. And you dip it out.
I have not had that.
It's really fatty, like bacon, but it's again,
yeah.
You dip it out when you're done, get it out of the way, but it's just in there. Kind of like when people put the bone broth or drop like the ham bone down in something, at the end of the
yeah.
Yep.
Same type of deal. You just remove it from the beans after you cook them, but it's really good. So when I do collard greens, like I put smoked hog jaw in and then a little bit of brown sugar, a little bit of soy sauce, which probably is out of the ballpark for a lot of people, but it's really good. Not too much.
Yeah.
How do you prepare a smoked hog's jaw? Like, do you brush its teeth first?
I don't know.
Or do you pull them out?
I don't ask those questions because I'm not sure if I want the answers. I just know how to do it. But yeah, that's an important one, I think. And the
jowls. There you go.
Yeah, Jill loves greens, so she's probably taken note of that.
Oh man, we love some collard greens and stuff around here. I like turnip greens, but my wife doesn't like them as good because they're more bitter. But I don't mind bitter greens. I like them pretty good. I think it's it's kind of like the olive thing. It's a good, like, get a bite of those every 2 or 3 bites of other stuff, and it kind of resets everything. So
I don't think I eat anything green for Thanksgiving other than an olive. Like that's as green as it gets, and that's kind of a yellow green. But
Yeah.
I don't think I eat any like green bean casserole. I won't touch.
Here's another tip on cornbread. How about this one? I don't know if y'all pay attention
Yes.
or not, but nearly every cornmeal you buy is cornmeal mix. So cornmeal, it'll say corn, even if it doesn't say cornmeal mix, if you read on the side of it, it already has the flour added into it. So if you buy that, like a lot of the older folks when I was a kid, they'd say, it's cornmeal's just not what it used to be, yada yada. But what it was is they weren't noticing that it nearly all had flour in it by then. By the time I was growing up. And so if you add flour to that, like most people put a little flour in their cornmeal. If you add flour to that, it's already got flour in it, it becomes more cake-like instead of cornbread-like. And so I look for, there's one here, it's called Stiver's Best, but you can get it you can get fresh ground cornmeal is the best. Like you can get it from a grist mill. But if you get just cornmeal only, just read the label, make sure it doesn't have flour. Then you can add the amount of flour that you want. And another thing that I do, I'll put like a quarter cup of grits in my cornbread. So it kind of bulks it up a little bit. And crust is extra crunchy. They kind of, it's really, really good.
See, now you really went Southern. I've had grits twice in my life, and I was in the military both times that I had them. And both times I tried them different. I can't figure out grits. I just can't. I can't figure it out.
I don't like just plain grits like they serve sometimes at the restaurant with just a little piece of butter on top. I'm not a big fan of that. I love cheese grits. I make cheese grits a good bit. Cheese grits are really good. And then like shrimp and grits. I don't know if you've had that before or not, but like shrimp and grits is pretty good. You make a good.
Well, the first time I tried it, I thought it was like cream of wheat. So I got it and I put milk in it and I put a ton of sugar on it. Yeah. And I was like, this tastes like crap.
This is
and of course, everybody from the South was looking at me like I was out of my mind. The second time I tried it, they said it's supposed to be more hearty, like thinking oatmeal or maybe even more hearty than that, like a lunch thing. Yeah. So I put salt and pepper and some butter on it, and I don't know, grits just wasn't for me.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not as big a fan of them that way. But like I said, you can do like with shrimp and grits. There's a couple of different ways. You can do them kind of like grit cakes. So if you make them extra thick and let them cool, like you pour them into a baking dish, like 9x13 or something. And then once they cool, because they kind of set up, because the starch is in them, you can cut them into squares, and then you can fry them back off, like grill them, and then
what is a grit?
It's corn. That's hominy, like ground hominy, I think. Dry it and then grind it.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So, but like I said, it's really good added to the cornmeal. Just, I mean, that's not eating grits. That's a totally different concept, but it's really good into the cornmeal. Just gives it a good
texture. I believe, Josh, that Jill is probably going to want to move in with you. Because the greens and the grits and all of that, you are
wouldn't even make it
her.
in the door. She'd show up for lunch and say, no gravy, and she'd be out of there.
Oh, that's right.
Hey, you can't live with Josh and not like gravy.
It's going to be on the table often.
Southern Vermont's going to move in too. What you got next tip? That was a great tip about the cornmeal that already has the flour in it, and a way to keep it from being so cakey.
It makes better cornbread. Of course we don't make sweet cornbread in the South. We make, it's like an iron skillet, So, I mean, I know, I'm not saying everybody at North does, but I know there's regionally that the recipes change. Like I would never buy a Jiffy mix or nothing like that. And I don't bake it in a glass dish. It goes because I want a really thick, hearty crust. So, we put, either a vegetable oil or like melt some lard or something like that into the pan. So it's kind of like, it's kind of frying as it bakes, so you get a really nice thick brown crust. But anyway, I mean, that was the big thing. Like I said, the sweet potato casserole, that graham cracker crumble is a really good. If you've never tried doing a crumble out of graham crackers, most people use just like, flour, brown sugar, and butter, or they may add some oats to it. But if you've never tried it with graham crackers, just crush them up like you do if you're making a graham cracker crust, and use mostly that with just a little bit of flour and your sugar and butter, and it's a really, really good crumble, a good spin on that too. For any, apple pie, like the streusel topping, if you want to add it to muffins or to pie. It's a good option to use if you haven't tried it. And of course, you can see.
Tip. If you're going to steal food out of the kitchen during Thanksgiving while Teresa's in the kitchen cooking, or whoever is cooking in your house, make sure if you have an island, you're always on the opposite side before you snag it, so you have an escape route.
Yeah, that's the truth now. That's the truth. I get frustrated. Does anyone else? So I get frustrated when I'm down to like that last 10 to 15 minutes before having the meal on the table, and people come in the kitchen and start grabbing snacks.
That's the best time to grab them.
Yeah.
It aggravates me so bad. I'm like, why
can't
15 more minutes? Like, I've been cooking for an hour and a half, and the 15 minutes to go, you're gonna say, that's it, I quit. I'm going to eat a snack. It's like
as you're plating it up and it's fresh, that's when you got to snag them.
Dude,
and that's in that last 15 minutes. You're right. That drives Tracy crazy too. And I don't know why. I think secretly she likes it. And it's just a game we play every year. But I'm not sure. She could be on the verge of killing me with a spoon too. I'm not positive.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna keep playing the game.
I don't like when people snag my ingredients either. Like when I'm sitting pulling chicken, like pulling the chicken is tedious. After you're done boiling it and you're getting it ready to go in the dumplings, and you're sitting there, your hands are all greasy and slimy. You're pulling bones and skin and getting the chicken. Then somebody comes by and grabs a big chunk of your chicken that you just pull. It's like, are you kidding me right now? Like,
I do that all the time.
It's good. Like, if you're gonna eat a piece, you should be pulling the chicken.
That's a compliment. That's it. That's a compliment to the chef.
It is. Yes, I would say. I was saying there earlier, I got my pickers ready. My pickers ready for Thanksgiving dinner. Like soon as that food starts to come out of the oven, I'm already over there picking a little skin off, getting some stuffing, some dressing. Usually we've had, some appetizers earlier, but there's nothing like that when it first comes out. Yes, definitely a skill to make it land all together. Cooks take pride. They get mad here too. Yes, for sure.
And I heard someone, was it you that mentioned sweet potato cornbread earlier, Ken? Somebody?
No, not me.
I thought somebody
said
about it. I don't know if you ever tried that or not, but it's really good too. It's like a good change up if you like cornbread. You just take a couple of small baked sweet potatoes and puree them and fold them into the cornmeal batter. And I did some here recently, and I made I did it kind of like a Mexican cornbread. I think I posted it on Instagram if anybody saw it. But I added my cheddar cheese to it, and I layered a layer of jalapenos on the bottom of the skillet. Oh,
wow.
Yeah. So I instead of using oil, I used shortening so that they would stick. So I glazed it with shortening, layered the jalapenos, and then poured that sweet potato cornbread with the sharp cheddar in it over the top of that and baked it off. It was really good.
That would be good. We usually eat more of a sweet cornbread, and we put honey on it too. Maybe we shouldn't put honey on everything. Maybe that's why it's fat.
Oh, honey's good though, man. I just got.
But we get, like I said, we get fresh honey from the neighbor. He has beehives every year, and that stuff is so good. So when you can use it, it's nice to find a use for it.
Yeah, that's what I do. I mean, I substitute honey like a lot of things when I've mentioned brown sugar. When I have plenty of honey, my wife's one of the nurses that works under my wife at her job. She has bees, and so we get a quart from her every so often, and we usually have some on the counter. So I substitute with honey a lot, and it's good. I mean, it's so good.
Chad, I agree about the turkey inflatables. I think we have two right now. We have two different ones in our shop, and they don't really get put out. Even we didn't put them out. They're sitting on a shelf. We should have just put them out, but we knew if we did, it was going to get rained on, or the cats were going to scratch them, or like something was going to happen. We'd have to clean them before we packed them back up.
That's an awesome idea, though. Like, could you imagine how well that would sell if it was like a turkey-sized platter, and it had the full meal sitting on it, or like just the cooked turkey maybe instead of the little? Yeah, I could get on board for that more than the turkey holding the sign.
The farm cats would just use it as a scratching post and piss all over it, and it would be a nightmare out here.
Oh man,
like I'm not a big fan of the inflatables. They're just not. They wouldn't hold up out on the acreage here.
Yeah,
too many things to mess with them.
I don't know that my dogs would allow mine to exist either. So,
yeah, our dogs have a fenced-in area, and they pretty much stay in that area or inside, and we don't let them run out there, and we're not out there, so that's not a problem. But deer and coons and cats, and God only knows what would go through those inflatables.
Sorry, I had to step away there for a second. I'm a lot older than you guys. I can't go 2.5 hours without having to take a no. I'd have been out like indefinitely had that happened, but
we were just
this
going to make
had-
you full screen and take off.
Any more tips on any more secrets for the perfect holiday meal there, Josh?
That's probably enough for now. Like I said, I just want to throw a couple of those things in case people didn't know.
I think I'm about to the bottom of my can here. So,
oh, Corey's almost done eating. I need to, All right, Corey, is this okay now? We're done with the Thanksgiving show. Can I go full Christmas yet?
no, this show has no relevance. You still have to wait till Thanksgiving.
Man, I thought when this one was done, I could go full Christmas because I guess we do have one more episode coming out before Thanksgiving.
One more.
What is up, Keith? Late to the show here. You missed great hints, tips, and suggestions. You missed Josh, our guest. He built the perfect plate for his Thanksgiving dinner. It's had good fun in the chat. Shout out to Jill and to Wolfman's Goodies, to Chad Wolfman's Goodies for super chats. We appreciate that always. Josh, we appreciate you being our guest here tonight. And I'm going to make you big on the screen here, and you could talk about what you have coming up and pass along. Oh, you know what? I was thinking, the Thanksgiving is the time to be thankful for things. So maybe I'll do that in a when you're doing, give us something that you're thankful for. Give us something inspirational to send the chat off with for the evening. So here's your time to say whatever you'd like to say.
All right. Well, I guess I'll say this. Thanksgiving to me sometimes is probably the favorite holiday because I feel like it doesn't get over commercialized. I'm glad it's not all about inflatables and things like that. It's about family. And I think that's probably what I'm most thankful for, not only at Thanksgiving, but pretty much any time of the year. I'm glad and blessed to have had as good a family and as big a family as I have my entire life, and supportive and loving. And I hope more than anything else that's what I'm able to project, through whatever I do on social media, YouTube and that kind of stuff. So it's all about family, man. Just thankful for the Lord, thankful for what he's done for me. And I don't want to upset anyone, so I won't say too much about that, but I'm glad for Jesus and glad for that time of year as well as we move into this holiday season, and thankful for salvation. I've been blessed my whole life.
Yes, definitely. And no problem here. Speaking the truth about that. We are blessed and grateful to be here. I reiterate or those sentiments about family. I am a huge family guy, and very thankful for all of them. Thankful for the community here that supports and comes out, and it's not just when you do a show, it's in the background, and it's when when you haven't been on for a little bit, and someone reaches out and says, hey, are you all right? And you haven't heard from that person or seen from that person. So it is very thankful for everything that I have, and blessed that I can do this every day. And looking forward to Thanksgiving, even though I skip over with a little bit of Christmas. A little bit. That's the understatement.
Well, I'm thankful
yes,
we have
sir.
a crowd where you don't ever have to worry about saying you're thankful for Jesus, because I think you're in the right room for it. So I'm also thankful for tongs, because eating olives with a fork is not the easiest thing in the world to do. So for Thanksgiving, we will be using tongs.
Now, tell me the truth. If you weren't on camera and that can was drained of all the liquid, would you not just be using the can to kind of do them like peanuts?
I'd be using my fingers.
I would just be rolling them out of the can.
I've only got like 2 olives left in here, but they're a SOB to catch with a fork.
Lori, welcome in. Happy Picker. Yeah, we are shutting it down. Yes, amen. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. We're gonna end it here. Appreciate you, Josh, my friend, agreeing to come on. Corey and I will get together, get a schedule for the Christmas holiday live, which will be the next one coming up, sometime before Christmas. So 2 shows left. You can catch our new. When's your next episode of the podcast come out for the 2 old guys?
It'll be Thursday morning.
Thursday morning. This Thursday. Go follow 2 old guys reselling podcast. You're gonna see more of Josh. You're gonna see Caleb, the Old Paths. They just do a great show. A lot of good information. A lot of wrestling news. A lot of stuff about wrestling, and which is always fun. And
we've got Leroy, Blood, Sweat, and Soul on with us this week too.
That would be a fun show.
Yep.
Oh yes, for sure. Definitely.
Leroy's always fun.
Oh, he's awesome. Yeah, awesome guy.
Oh yeah, great guy. Got the pleasure to meet Leroy at one point. Yes, enjoy the rest of the week. Ping, thanks for coming, Mary. Love the 2 old guys for sure. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. So blessed for sure. Corey, you want to take us out?
Sure, I could do that.